What's up, traders? Mike Katz here with 7 Points Capital. Hopefully everybody has a great Friday. Let's look at the markets real quick. Spiders were gapping down this morning. China tariff news, and we gapped down a little bit off of where we rejected the 279, 280 area. We broke out of 274. We bottom tailed, kind of closed okay off the lows. So we're probably going to be somewhere between 274 and 280 for the foreseeable future. And if we don't get below 274 and eventually get back up to the 280 area, we could continue to have that trend that seems to have been pretty strong. Tech is still leading. That was strong today. And a lot of the names in tech are also pretty strong. But let's see. I was less active today. We watched a lot of soccer. We had lunch catered, and we traded a few names here and there. Let's see what we traded. I traded some MU. This one has been pretty good. Lots of liquidity. $2 range on the day, and can't complain, right? $2 range. What did it trade? Like 50 million shares, lots of liquidity. If you want to go in and at any given time you want to buy 10, 20, 30,000 shares, no problem. Whereas, in other stocks that like, IQ was in play today, that was not as liquid. Even though it traded more shares, that one you buy 2, 3, 5,000 shares and you move it. You got to chase it. So MU has been good, where there's a lot of liquidity, and the trades here was early on. Just notice that the last few days it's been weak compared to what the market was doing. It's been weak compared to what tech's been doing. It's been weak, and you can see the daily here. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row to the downside, and you could feel it. So this morning I was looking to start into short position, and when it started working I got bigger. Let's look at that one here, MU. Later on it came a little bit tougher, but still did okay in it. But the thought was I want to get bigger in MU, so just let's see. So starting in here, what price was this? Right below 59, right there. And I didn't want to do it on its way up through 59 as it was coming up off the lows, because this thing can go to 60. But once it started topping out and getting below 59, I started in. You could see 4 executions here. Not hard to get some good size on, and was able to cover some into the wash. Never really got the bounce to add back, so I wasn't doing any more covering. And then when this thing got below this consolidation, you could see a pretty strong drop on this pop, added back at 58.50, and now I'm trading versus this consolidation right here, and bam, nice big drop, nice big wash to 58, covered half, pops up again, reshort, and you could see that reshort, cover a little bit here, and then bam, another big drop, covered half into that, actually probably a little bit more than half, and then it started grinding back, put some back on, and then it became a little bit difficult in the sense that it just didn't want to curl back down and ended up coming back. So I gave back a little bit of P&L here, but stopped out right there, stopped out, and then started back in at a higher price, and comes back here near day highs, near significant spot, put some more size on, and then covered into the following wash. Got out too early, way too early on that. This thing ended up dropping a little bit more after I covered. So either way, don't have to be perfect in this type of a stock. Just have to respect risk, try to find spots where I can make multiples of what I'm risking, and good liquidity allows me to trade this with decent size, and it was a pretty good name. What else? MU. Tesla was good. Let's look at Tesla. Tesla. Strong stock. All-time high was 360, I believe. And we went and broke that today. So when we did get above that 358, 359, got into it, broke 360, scaled out of it on the way up. And let's see if we can zoom in a little bit, get a little better view of what I was doing here. So yeah, big nice lift, comes back to 360 right here. I had orders to buy back what I sold up here, cover back down here at 360, and it came pretty close within, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 cents of my bid, and then bounced, so I didn't get a fill. And then when it kind of came back down and looked like it was gonna make this lower high and potentially give my fill now, I said, you know what, now I don't want it anymore. So I canceled it, and then when it got below 360, I got out of the last piece, which was the little remaining shares that I had, and I was done with Tesla. So it was basically one trade in it today, didn't even add back, and that was actually a really nice trade as well. What else? What else? What else? The Chinese names were going nuts today. I didn't trade them. I still have them on my radar. IQ. What I want to mention on IQ is that look at the daily. This thing is getting parabolic. Went from 20 to 42. Big doji day today, right? Big doji on volume. That's a real anomaly. And let's see, zoom out. And you can see that the slope accelerated quite a bit as we got higher and volumes coming in. So not to underestimate how high this thing can go, but at the same time, it's getting a little bit ridiculous. The slope is pretty much straight up. And today we had an anomaly day, and today was very different than the previous days. So look at yesterday, strong day, didn't spend 1 minute below VWAP, right? And then today, just chopping around, looked like it was going to go again, but then dropped pretty hard and couldn't bounce back up. Got stuffed by VWAP a couple of times. So this one will be on watch for me. I don't know which way I want to go with it. Probably going to get choppy here in my opinion. It's probably going to be less directional than it's been. But I want to keep an eye on it because some of the other names, like yesterday, BILI, this Chinese stock that recently had an IPO, that's what basically has been moving these symbols that had IPOs not too long ago. That way there's nothing to the left and nobody really stuck long. These things don't have too much resistance, so they get some pretty big moves. But BILI looks similar to how IQ looked today. That's how it looked yesterday. Big topping tail doji, and on volume, massive anomaly. And then today that pulled back a little bit. So these are on my watch. HUYA, HUYA. This one, topping tail on volume again, another anomaly. Doesn't mean that it's done going up, but it says that sellers are stepping in here. If you look at volume as fuel, then you know, if volume is fuel and price action is the result, then a lot of fuel went into today's action without a lot of result coming out. So this could mean that the sellers are stepping in, and then we'll see what it turns out, if it actually ends up being a top here. And if it does, then I'm willing to trade it. But you could see on this chart, these things are getting pretty extended, nice strong trends, and a volume profile starting to build up around here. So I'll be watching this closely, and we'll see if there's any reversal to trade or to potentially join trend again on the long side. But no opinion. I'm just going to try to be reactive next week in these names. And what else do I want to talk about? Well, while we're here, I'll mention this one, VKTX. This one was a nice trade on the swing, and that's what's been working for me really well these last couple of weeks. A lot better than my short-term trades. My swing account has been doing much better than my day trading account, and it's just a theme I'm noticing. So we'll see if that's something that keeps developing. But this was a nice trade, and the thinking for me here was, let's see. So I had a big pop on the MDGL news in sympathy, pulls back, right? This went from 5 to 11, pulls back, starts to consolidate and go sideways. And you'll be able to see the volume profile to the right. You can see a lot of volume traded between 950 and 10, right? So it was on my radar, and it wasn't really falling apart like most other flying pigs just fall apart after a few days. So when it popped up back up to $10, $11 here, I was looking for a dip back to this breakout area to buy this. So on this day I bought some here versus below this consolidation, and on the next day when it popped up I added more on this pop, and now it's just been grinding higher, acting pretty well, all-time highs. It's it is a biotech. It's something that, you know, can have a binary event coming up, and so I'm very careful in it. But today I did actually take off half of my position, and that ended up being a pretty nice spot. Just felt a little bit extended, and if I have to keep my stop down at like 11ish, a little below. So I felt that now that it's at 13, my stop's a little far away. I can't really move it up yet, so I have to trim some. Took off half, and we'll see which way this goes going forward. But you guys can see the volume profile. Lots of people are stuck here from $9, $10 range, and they've just had to capitulate this thing out and give up. So that's what's been going on there, and as long as it keeps on making these higher high, higher lows, then I'm interested to keep going. And what else did we trade today? I think that's it. Let me think here. Yeah, that's it. They had a couple of gappers. This one didn't have a whole lot going on here in CLPS, but it's another one that's all-time highs, I think. Let's see. Yep, IPO'd in May, goes sideways, and then they start to take it up, and bam, goes. So on that one, I had one trade in the morning. I couldn't get a borrow. So I was looking to see if I can join trend on the long side, and there was one trade that I missed by pennies, and that was right there. So here, so acting well in pre-market, consolidating, goes up right before the bell, pulls back, holds well above breakout area, and then starts to go again on the open. This thing shoots up right here, 10 and change, 10.90. So I had an order to buy any dip back to 10, and I think I was bidding like 10.11 or 10.15 or something like that, and it dropped as low as 10.30, 10.20 something. So it missed me by a little bit, so I couldn't get my long here at 10, and then it just went to 11.75. So on that, next time it dipped to 11, I buy some there at 11, sold half on the pop, and I was looking for a nice secondary move. It looked like it was flagging pretty well here, and then it did go to $12, so sitting pretty, and then it got stuffed, and I kind of took off the other half, ended up breaking even on this thing, and then it ended up going down. I think some people had some pretty good days, I'm sure, but I had a hard time getting a borrow in this, so the short was off the table for me, and we'll see how it behaves. It kind of looks like $9. We'll be on watch, and that's it. Like I said, swings have been working well. Axon pulling back, Gurn, I took off Gurn last few days. Yesterday I got flat, and that's been pretty good. A fantastic trade. Made about $1 and change on this drop, which was really nice. GLMD is up a little bit today, but what else here? BLNK looks pretty toppy, and that's been working well. And that's it. So expanding the time frame a little bit has been really good, and that might be the theme for a little bit going forward until we get back into earnings season where we're going to get more catalysts. That might be the theme for me to focus on, a little bit expanded time frame and less on the very short-term setups. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. Mike Katz with 7 Points Capital. Hope everybody has a great weekend, and talk to you guys next week.